and welcome to Reality TV Cringe. I am one of your hosts, Delia, and I'm here with my real tight homegirl and my daughter-in-law, the beautiful Beatrice.
That's me.
We are here to do a recap of Sister Wives, honey. We are shot into space with this first installment of the Tell Nothings with Sukiana, also in pink. I'm wearing pink in her honor. She looks so beautiful. Before we get into it, we do have to issue you a disclaimer, please. Hide your wife and hide your kids. This is an irreverent podcast where we proudly say stupid things. We have dumb opinions, often inaccurate.
Yeah.
And we don't really care.
No.
We just want to have fun and talk about the sister wives.
Yeah.
And so if you're sensitive,
This ain't for you, baby.
you might want to find yourself another dumpster.
Smell you later.
But if you're ready to sit down separately with all of these browns and hash it out, bitch, then welcome to this dumpster.
And if you like our version of chicken shit chit chat, please follow us on Instagram at Reality TV Cringe and join us on Patreon, patreon.com/Reality TV Cringe. The VIP dumpster is where it's at. That's where you get all of our bonus content. Everything's ad free, and it's the best way to support us.
Yeah, in fact, after we record this recap, we're going to sit down and react to Couples Therapy Season 4. We've also been covering Little Women LA.
My God, that shit's
and it's
lit.
been terrific. So definitely join us on Patreon. Now, if you are watching on YouTube, please do not forget to like and comment and share and subscribe, as truly every little thing that you do helps us to scale Mount 6,000 subscribers.
We're getting close. We're at 5.8 now.
5.81.
Oh my God.
5.8.
We got one more.
So please do your part and hype up your girls. It really does help.
Please.
Thank you in advance.
Thank you.
Now I have to ask you, as I do, I try to, before every recap, honey, do you have any takeaways after you watch that shit show?
I just love how Cody was saying at the very beginning of the episode, like, God, these tell-alls are just a bunch of antagonistic, backstabbing bullshit. And I just really hope that we can remember, like, the forgiveness that we've started. I just really want to cultivate that, make sure that it remains that way. I'm like, you're the cause of it.
As soon as you sit down in the seat, you are aggressive.
I mean, and then the previews for the next tell-alls where he starts crashing out about the affair and everything. I'm like, dude.
There's one person bringing the aggro energy, Cody, and it's you.
It's you.
I have a takeaway as well. I have 3 takeaways. Okay,
Oh,
let's try and whittle it down. First and foremost, and please don't come for me, and let us all accept the idea, the concept, that we can have differing opinions, but still live peacefully in a dumpster together.
Sure.
So Janelle totally did that shit. You can't tell me Janelle didn't do that shit. Now, I am an expert after all these years on planet Earth
Wow.
with body language and
It's
people.
a lot of years, too.
With body language and people. And I was watching her when she was answering, her shifty little eyes, the way that she stammered, the way that she kind of contextualized things when she's like, well, my lawyer told me, like, see what you can do to get the deal done. And so, yeah, I told Cody that, meaning she did initiate the conversation. She is the one who brought it up with Cody and said,
Good
hey, my
point.
lawyer is advising this. And so maybe is there something we can do to get this deal done? I 100 believe that Janelle was a shady bitch to marry. Now,
Damn.
was it justified? Maybe.
I don't
But I mean, if what you're telling me is the reason Mary wasn't moving in the negotiations was because they put an NDA in front of her and she was like, absolutely not, I'm going to kill this deal because I'm not going to sign that, then I have nothing but respect for Mary. And Janelle should have like been her ally in that moment.
I mean, good point.
I do think it was Janelle. I believe Cody.
You believe that it was an actual backdoor deal? Like a deal that they were really trying to put through?
Well, as I said before, I don't think they ever developed it. It's not like they walked through the process. I do believe that Janelle probably proposed it. I think Cody is just diabolical enough to entertain it and think it over. And maybe they talked about it a little bit. But then at the end of the day, Janelle was like, you know what? But I would prefer if we could work this out amicably.
Hmm.
But I think she was definitely thinking about it.
Oh my
That's
God.
my takeaway. Second takeaway, Robyn's looking rough.
Girl.
Robyn's looking rough. And that's the thing about demons.
Yeah.
And I'm also like a demonologist. Like when you allow demons to inhabit your body,
Uh-huh.
I mean, you can try to hide it from the rest of us, but like we can see with our eyes.
Yeah, girl.
It starts coming out of the pores and you start looking like a demon. There was just some dark energy
Yeah.
from her.
And dowdy.
Like just darker in the face, just harder, more angry in the face. I'm telling you, that demon,
I mean,
that legion,
she's looking
out.
So rough, man. Like I said last week, she's the youngest one here, and she looks horrible.
Well, and I'm like literally like focusing on the energy of it, but like I'm just saying, I was like, whoa.
That's what I'm saying too.
And I think there were some people on Facebook. I know I sent you. I'll put it up right here. Some people, these boomer ladies on Facebook, and I'm on Facebook, so I'm one of them boomer ladies.
Yeah.
But like just coming for Robyn's neck, honey,
It's awesome.
and how she dresses and her fashion.
Well, because it's terrible.
But yes, it is. It's not a good look for Robyn.
It's terrible, but I love that for us.
I kind of love it as well. And my third take was that, oh my God, Mary's eyes are so gorgeous.
Yeah,
Just
she's
the
got nice
color,
eyes.
that cerulean blue, the Caribbean blue of it all.
Yeah.
God, just gorgeous eyes.
It helps to be free from Cody and
Yes.
Robyn.
Yes,
Then you get the life back in you.
that is exactly right.
Yeah.
So those are my thoughts. They're not
Wow.
worth much, but I thought I would offer them. Now, without further ado, let's get into this week's recap of Sister Wives, Season 20, Episode 16, 101, Part 1. Take it away, Beatrice.
Well, we start off the episode with clips from everybody around the world heading to the freaking Tell Nothing. We start off with Cody and Robyn at their McMansion. They're packing up their car with all of these clothes, all of these suitcases and stuff. I'm like, you're literally going to Scottsdale. Like, it's not that fucking far from Flagstaff, but you got to pack up all of your clothing, your entire closet, basically, especially Cody, who's got to have all these outfit changes for some reason.
Because not Robyn.
No. Certainly not Robyn,
No.
with her little cardigans and stuff. But this is where Cody talks about how he hates these tell-alls because it's just a bunch of chicken shit, chit-chat, and a bunch of backstabbing, and a bunch of antagonism. Antagonism?
Mhm.
Is that a word?
Yes.
Okay. And he just goes on this stupid rant about how we just, I'm trying to forgive everybody and they're trying to forgive me, and I want to make sure we cultivate that. We don't ruin that, and I just want everything to be good, and I want everybody to be happy.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, then sit in the same room together.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Yeah. And
Can
be
we
a
do
decent
that?
person and try not to insult people. And
It's
don't
so
be
stupid.
evil and cruel and a narc.
Well, and if like you're so worried about everybody talking shit behind your back, then just, I don't know, talk to each other.
Or be the change you seek in the world.
Yeah.
If that's what you want, then be that. And who said that? Was it last week or the week? Was it Mary? She's like, I just want you to be the man that you say that you are.
Yeah.
Like you keep talking about how strong you are and fair you are and patriarchal you are and benevolent you are. Then be that dude.
Yeah.
Because we're not seeing that dude.
No, not at all. But it's just for performance, and he just wants to pretend like
Yeah.
he's the good guy here, and all these women are just coming for him because they hate him or something. Then we go over to Mary and Jen's going to come over to the tell-alls, which I do kind of appreciate. Actually, I think Jen did pretty well
Me
in
too.
this tell-all today. And Jen was telling Mary that she has to be careful with what she says because Mary doesn't want people's feelings to be hurt. And now Mary says, well, until this week, I did care about people's feelings, but now whatever, is kind of the implication here.
Mhm.
So maybe we'll get more of Jen talking for Mary in the one-on-ones.
And like, can we just sidebar on that? Because I love Jen.
Yeah.
And I do think we need a representative for the audience to say kind of what we're thinking and what we see. But like, why can't Mary say these things that she's relying upon Jen to say?
That's
it
the
feels
thing.
just kind of weak It feels like you need somebody else to be your representative.
Yep.
And I really would love to see that energy from you. And we do get some of that. And Mary is speaking up for herself, but like, really, I think that's why Jen is there. And
Yeah.
Mary, you don't need Jen. You
I
should be
know.
saying all of this stuff yourself, but it's like you're scared to for some reason.
I just don't understand it. And like she'll say little things like when we get to the NDA conversation later in this, which was pretty fucking juicy. Like Mary will talk a little bit about it, but then there was another scene where she said something to the effect of like, well, I can't show or say my reaction on national TV. And it's like, why not?
Suki said, why? And she's like, well, because you'll just bleep it out anyway.
Then say
Well,
it.
give us a version
Yeah.
without a ton of profanity and tell us how you feel. That's an
Right.
incredibly unfair thing that they said, that they were going to dispense the largesse of the sale of the property based on his and her grace. And like, you don't deserve anything legally. Like, that is what they said. Like, have a response to that.
Yeah, but Jen has to have the
Yeah.
response for her, and that's what's really annoying. But I do still appreciate Jen being there.
Yes.
And I do appreciate Jen's friendship to Mary because it's very obvious that Jen has always been a real one and been really supportive to Mary. So I do really appreciate that.
Are we getting Clout Goblin a little bit, though?
I don't
Are we
know.
getting I Love the Light of Television from Jen a little bit?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think she's pretty genuine.
All right.
But I mean, she does want to do the podcast with Mary, and she is on Fridays with Friends with Mary. So maybe she's making some money.
Maybe a little bit, but also, frankly, we need her because
Yeah.
Mary is not using her big girl words
Exactly.
to describe what we are seeing with our very own eyes.
Exactly. So if we have to have a clout goblin to do that, fine.
So be it.
And then we go over to Christine and David, who are pretending that they're going to drive down to Arizona in his, I don't know what
Side by side.
is that what it's called?
I think that's what they called it, a side by side.
I'm like, why are we
He
driving around
wants
your
to
neighborhood?
show us his toys.
That's kind of silly.
It's kind of cute. He's kind of fun.
Yeah, I do like him. He talks about how he wants to make sure he talks more on the tell-alls this time because Christine doesn't let him talk. And I'm like, yikes. So we'll see how that goes.
I've seen some criticism of him for
Really?
saying that, like trying to put himself out there and speak more for himself, but also for her. And I'm just like, I didn't read that at all.
No.
I thought he was making a joke.
Yeah.
And I think it's fair enough because Christine does stomp all over him when he's talking, and he should have the space to tell us how he feels.
Yeah, and I want him to be like Jen and say some shit about Cody
I want
and
him
Robyn.
to be savage.
I want that really bad. We need that in
Mhm.
these tell nothings. And then we go over back to Mary and Jen, and this is where Mary tells Jen that Cody, I guess, tried to apologize to her again after his bullshit park fake apology. I guess he called Mary and said, I'm sorry for trying to make a backdoor deal with Janelle about Coyote Pass. And this is where Jen says, if he was really sorry about that, but he was trying to make a backdoor deal, like, what is the motivation for him calling you about that? It makes it seem like he's trying to throw Janelle under the bus. And I kind of agree.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we get to the conversation about the backdoor deal, it does kind of feel like Janelle was doing some shit.
Yes, I think that Cody orchestrated throwing Janelle under the bus. He made it a point to talk to his lame ass friend in Vegas about the backdoor deal. He mentioned it several times. So he's obviously trying to put it on Front Street. And I think the call was probably to apologize because she maybe just watched it and or she was about to hear about it.
Probably.
And so he wanted to get ahead of it. And to that end, when do we think this was filmed? Because I was checking like the trees around Mary and Jen. It's there. Some people are in shorts. It's looking nice weather. So are we talking like September, October?
It's probably going to be in the summer or something, or some hot month, because David was talking about how it's going to be too hot,
right? And
driving into
Yeah.
Scottsdale in his little car or whatever. So yeah, it must be in the summertime.
So
or
like 6 months ago, maybe.
probably
When this was filmed? Okay. I was just wondering, does anybody know? If so, drop into the comments or DM our girl on Instagram.
Yeah, let us know. And then we have Janelle, who's heading out to the tell-alls, and she's like, oh, I don't really care. Like, I don't mind doing these. And then she goes on this little tirade about how she thinks Cody's apology was genuine for where he was at. And she's like, yeah, like, it was fine. And, like, whatever. And then she mentions the backdoor deal.
She knows it's coming.
She knows it's coming. She's like, I heard Cody was talking about this, and all I can do is defend myself because I know what was said, and I'm not responsible for anybody's perspectives on it. And I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. Interesting.
Yep, I thought so as well.
Then we get to the actual tell-alls, and we start off with like a stupid little icebreaker from Suki where she asks everybody, what's your hidden talent?
I can poop on command. It's the first one I can think of.
It's so stupid.
I can street fight.
Street fight, yeah.
That's right.
I can say stupid shit on the internet. That's
Yeah.
my special talent.
You are very good at that.
Thank
You're
you.
really. I see all your Finstas, Hoodie.
My Finsta. What? You're one of Tog posting thirst traps.
How dare you?
I'm just saying.
Okay. Every once in a while.
But we start off with Cody's hidden talent, which is that he can walk on his hands. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Mary, who says her hidden talent is juggling. And Suki's like juggling items? And Mary's like, no, juggling multiple personalities that are not my own. And then she laughs really hard. Like, that was really funny. Like, that was hella funny.
Hella hilarious. And Suki's like, so like how many personalities are we currently juggling? And she's like, I don't know, 5, 6, or 7. And there's 5 of them.
Yeah.
Plus Suki and Jen. So
Right.
I think she's talking about everybody in attendance for this Tell Nothing.
I'm like, okay, Mary, whatever. And then we have Janelle saying that she can play the piano, but then we have a confession tape afterwards. She's like, I tried to sit down at the piano and I can't remember anything.
Right.
So I can't even play
Not
it.
even chopsticks. And so she was fronting and lying about piano.
Totally.
Yes.
And then we have Robyn, who said her special talent was breakdancing.
Oh my God. This was one of the best moments of this entire episode.
I died.
Like, how could you was she saying that like with no irony? Like, was she saying that with some seriousness? Like, yeah, I used to be a breakdancer.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was a beat girl.
Beat girl. Well, Suki asks her, are you a beat girl? And she's like, what? A beat girl? Well, no, I mean, like, I used to dance and stuff. I used to get on the floor and, like, you know, do some moves.
And Suki's like, are there any videos? And she's like, there are not going to be any videos. Cut to the video.
So fucking great.
She's so cringy, honey.
Oh my God.
That was perfection. That was a thing of beauty. Thank you, production.
I loved that. And I just couldn't believe that she said that. Like, my special talent is breakdancing. Like, as if she's still currently doing that.
Was she being funny?
I don't know.
Because I couldn't tell by her hard ass face. I'm like, are you serious right now?
I'm like, are you listening to recaps? Because
I know. Are you watching our podcast? Because we're putting it up right now.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I didn't know if she was serious about it, but like maybe Robyn actually has a sense of humor about herself.
I don't
and she
know.
knows people tease her about this, and so that's why she said it.
Can demons have senses of humor?
I think so, yeah.
Oh my God. I just thought that was hilarious.
I thought it was great.
And then we get to Christine's special talent, which is singing like Snow White. And I had to play this scene,
honey,
for your daughter who hates when people sing poorly. She's like, can't stand it. And she was like, oh my God, turn that off right now.
And it's not like one version of a Disney song. She gave us 3 versions of Snow White singing. And I was like, stop. It's on the same level as the lap dance for David. It's making me uncomfy.
Well, have you seen that Rewind episode where she sings at McKelty's wedding? Or Aspen's wedding?
We haven't gotten there yet.
Girl.
I think I remember it.
It's just as bad.
Why?
I'm like, Christine, why can't you say my special talent is cooking?
Yeah.
I know how to make mock pudding.
Well, it's not hidden. We know that about her.
I guess.
My hidden talent is this pussy.
Yeah, exactly.
I can break it down with this pussy, honey. That I would have loved.
Yeah. My hidden talent is fellatio.
Tell him, David.
I mean, seriously. But no, you can sing like Snow White.
Okay.
Woo! And then we get into the actual meat of the episode.
Yeah.
We start off with the Coyote Pass discussion. And this is like when Jen actually arrives. And I think David probably comes in at some point. But we don't see much of him yet in this episode. We start off with a clip of Janelle talking to Mary over Skype, where she makes some little joke about Robyn being the shy, pretty wife, and they're talking about the Coyote Pass deal and, you know, what's happening with it. And Janelle's trying to pretend to Mary like she didn't try to do this backdoor deal, and she's trying to pretend like they're on the same side. And I think this is also where we get a clip of when they're actually at Coyote Pass,
Mm-hmm.
when the deal happens and gets accepted, and Cody and Robyn completely misread the situation and think that they're being bitches. And what did you think about this whole thing? There was a lot in this discussion.
I mean, you're going to have to refresh my memory, but I thought that loved the moment where Jen was like, well, what they're not saying, though, is that they made Janelle and Mary wait out at Coyote Pass for an entire hour, like an Ethan Plath move, honey.
Mm-hmm.
I made them wait, and it was cold and the weather was terrible. So they're not going to be rushing right out of their cars to greet you and give you hugs because you guys are assholes.
Yep.
I thought that was wonderful.
That was really great. And then we have this discussion about girl games because we have a
Right.
clip of Cody saying like Robyn doesn't do girl games, and he was referencing that at Coyote Pass because he was insinuating that Janelle and Mary were playing some kind of girl game by waiting in their cars with the heat on
Mm-hmm.
while they waited over an hour for Cody and Robyn and the realtor to show up in the freezing cold. And then we have like Suki asking each one of these adults, "What are girl games?"
I know. So stupid.
And that was annoying to me.
I was annoyed as well. I wish somebody would have just said, it's a term misogynists use,
Yeah.
or women who center men all the time, like
Right.
Robyn. So they're going to say something like girl games, and they're going to try and deflect away from the games that Cody actually plays, which are Legion. He does it all the time.
Mhm.
But it's just a way to make you feel bad for being a woman.
Yeah.
And having some opinions and also speaking out against Robyn as the shy, pretty, and submissive wife, which is something that Janelle says to Mary when they're on that Zoom call. And Janelle laughs about it when she's hit up about it. And it's not a big deal. Mary, though, like there's something about Mary that just bothers me. She's like, oh, yeah, that was the girl game. And I don't really approve of that. And I don't really like that. I'm like, okay, well, but in the flashback, though, you were talking about how, you know, you and Janelle and Christine weren't the pretty wives. Like you were feeding into it. It's not like Janelle was doing that in a vacuum.
Right.
And is this where we get into the ex-wives club? Or, I mean, it
Yeah.
kind of hops around.
It does hop around, but yeah, that was where Mary said, you know, I don't really want to be a part of the ex-wives club, and Janelle and Christine have their friendship going and have their little thing, and I don't want any part of that. And I'm just like, why do you gotta be bitchy though?
Yeah, I don't understand that. It's kind of just mean.
Yeah.
And I will say, though, that Christine has gone out of her way in her book in the last few seasons to say that she never, ever, ever, ever wants to get back together with Mary, and they're never going to be friends. They're never going to have anything. And so this could be somewhat of a reaction to that. Like
Probably.
hearing that over, I don't know how many years, and also now in a book would hurt my feelings if that were something that I was hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
But it's clear now that Mary is giving up any hope for solid relationships in this family. And I think that she's also mad about it. I feel like it stings for her. I feel like it's a rejection. I think Mary has felt so utterly rejected by all of these people in this family, particularly Cody, for
Yeah.
a variety of reasons. But it's just this theme now that she's carrying around with her for over 30 years. And one of the reactions to that could be anger. And I think we're seeing some of that. But underneath that, I think is just profound hurt. And that makes me feel bad for her.
I totally get that, but do you think that she had a part to play in that?
Of
and
course.
caused that
Yes.
partially?
Yes, absolutely. And I think that she's coming off sanctimonious.
Mm-hmm.
Like she could play this a little differently. She
Yeah.
could say like, that really hurts me. I did have some hope that maybe we could be a family, or like we could be cordial, like we could have maybe even a friendship. But it's obvious watching back some of the things that people are saying that that's not anything they're interested in. And now no longer am I.
It's just like unfortunate to me because, you know, you have so much in common now with Christine and Janelle. Like you could have some kind of, you don't have to be best friends, but you could have some kind of camaraderie knowing that you guys all left the same narcissistic asshole. And like you guys all were victims of Cody's narcissistic abuse, alleged. And you could, I don't know, let some of that shit go. It kind of felt to me like Mary was being snide to both Christine and Janelle. Maybe it was because of Christine's book, and maybe it was because of Janelle's backdoor deal with Cody, and maybe that's why we got a little bit of that snipiness from her. But I'm like, why can't you have that same energy then for Cody and Robyn? Why
Right.
can't you talk shit about them? and be snipey to them.
Yeah. Why do you need Jen to do that
Right.
for you? And let's not forget, I feel like it's important, and I know that we've talked about it certainly when we covered Christine's book on Patreon, and I've mentioned it a couple of times here, but like the story that Christine tells about Mary embarrassing her in, I
Yeah.
want to say like 2018,
Yeah, it was recent.
so somewhat recently. I think it's around LuLaRoe. They
Mhm.
were on some kind of cruise. Mary was invited, but Christine at the time was also selling LuLaRoe, so she was invited. And the way Christine tells it, she walks into the room on a cruise and she's just like looking around the room, seeing who's there. She does not see Mary in the room. Mary, however, sees her. And so in this moment, Mary maybe takes that as a slight, like, why didn't you come up to me and say hello? Well, Christine was remiss. She did not do that, but like later on approaches her. She thinks everything's okay. According to Christine, Mary, for the entire duration of the cruise, goes out of her way to talk down to Christine, to body shame Christine, to make fun of her in front of other people, and to be generally a twat to Christine for no freaking reason.
Yep.
And so in my world, that's pretty recent, like you say, like, and that for Christine probably shows Mary's true colors. And you can see the edge. You can see kind of that mean girl edge in Mary when she's sitting down with Jen and just laughing and laughing and laughing. I'm like, oh, you're kind of laughing a little too hard. I think you're trying to hurt people's feelings.
Yep.
I think you're kind of mean.
Yes.
So like there's a lot of things that are true in this situation. I feel bad for Mary. I think her behavior is born of like actual trauma.
Totally, yeah.
But at the same time, do better.
Yeah. Like, acknowledge that, do the shadow work, as they say, and go to therapy and worthy up and figure that shit out instead of just continuing to be mean. But it's so weird, like, how Mary has this mean, bitchy energy, but then she's best friends with Jen. So I'm like, well, is Jen mean and bitchy too? I don't know.
Oh, she has a definite sarcastic streak at
does.
least. And well, you always want friends though that you can kiki with and you can
Yeah.
get down and dirty with, and
Yeah.
they have a good friendship. But I have no doubt that Mary shit talks and trashes all kinds of people with her friends.
She's got to, right?
Yeah, I hope
mean,
she does.
Shit.
Yeah.
But then back to the tell-all. So we have this discussion about Coyote Pass and the backdoor deal, and this was very back and forth. It's very much a he said, she said type of a thing. But basically, Cody is putting it all on Janelle. Like, Janelle was the one that came to him and initiated the deal. Cody was, I guess, resistant to it, but then open to it because he wasn't talking to Mary. And he tries to shirk off a lot of the responsibility. Like, it wasn't his idea. Like, he wasn't into it. Like, it was all Janelle. He says some comments about Janelle, even though he's very careful to not really talk shit about her, which is kind of interesting. He makes some comments about how this was how it was in his marriage with Janelle, that whatever she wanted, she got because she went up to him and was like, you need to give this to me or else, I guess. Which I'm just like, I don't know how true that is because Janelle got the short end of the stick a lot of the time.
But if we look at it from like a higher vantage
From the
point,
meta.
from the meta, we zoom out a little bit, we can kind of see how maybe Janelle might have been complicit in how the money moved in that family.
Yeah.
And if it's true that Cody was collecting assets and funneling resources out of the family account and other places, and Janelle was the one who was doing the bookkeeping, the records, and the taxes, so she saw it. And if we take what Christine said previously into consideration, which was that whenever she needed something, she would just ask Cody. And that's what the wives did. I never knew about the money. I didn't know how much we had, but if I needed something, I asked for it. And so if that's what Janelle also did, and maybe Cody gave her some extra money, then what I'm saying is maybe Janelle was complicit. And when he starts talking about the parcels of land,
Yeah.
and how it was Janelle who said, we don't trust Mary. We don't want Mary's name on a variety of these parcels because what is she going to do with that kind of power? And then when Cody says, well, it was actually Janelle who called me and suggested that we do some sort of backdoor deal, like I kind of feel like that's exactly what happened. Now, I do think Cody's blowing it up. I think he's trying to cause division between Janelle and Mary, but mostly he's trying to turn people against Mary for whatever reason. But the core of what he's saying, I think has some veracity. That's just my opinion. What do y'all think?
Like, my opinion is that there isn't an official backdoor deal. I don't think Janelle was intentionally wanting Cody to sell it from underneath Mary, but I do think that based off of talking through their lawyers, because Janelle does talk about this. She says, like, at a certain point in time, Mary stopped communicating with them. Like, she was only communicating through her lawyer. And so it was really difficult to get anything done. And then Robyn was the big fat rock in the way that was also causing some delays, which we'll get to later about the NDAs. And so Janelle probably was frustrated and then was like, I'm just going to go to Cody and ask him, like, can we figure something out? Like, I want to work some things out. Maybe her lawyer did advise her, like, you should try and force the sale, get this done so you can get your money. Because it sounds like Janelle was needing the money.
Well, Cody addresses this. He's like, well, we could sit on the land for 10 years and it can double in price.
Yikes.
But Janelle wants a clean break. Janelle needs that money right now.
Mm-hmm.
And as we know, like, Janelle needs a house. Janelle is the one wife who's left with, like, literally nothing.
Uh-huh.
And so, of course, she wants to take her $250,000 or whatever it was and build a house for herself out in North Carolina. So I can understand her incentive, which therefore makes me believe all the more that she was a part of that. I think she initiated the conversation. I think Cody was maybe entertaining it. I do wonder if Robyn's like, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like, let's not do that.
Maybe.
And or if we're going to do that, let's try to give Mary a chance to get her fair share, but only if she jumps through this NDA hoop. Like, you know, maybe she had some sort of machinations that she was working through.
Probably. She might have had something.
How can I use this to my utmost benefit?
Exactly. I feel like Janelle, at the very least, was just wanting to get this shit done, and nobody was moving. Nobody was talking to each other because Mary and Cody hate each other, and Mary was talking through her lawyer, and she probably was dealing with the NDA stuff on the back end that maybe Janelle was unaware of and just thought, like, Mary was just sitting on her ass.
No, she knew it because she says Robyn is the one who came in at the 11th hour with the contract. So she knew about it.
Maybe she knows now. But, like, maybe when they were talking about everything and the backdoor deal happened, she didn't know what was happening behind the scenes.
I definitely think she did.
I
think
don't
her
know.
attorneys knew. I think she was sick of it. I think she did her very best with Mary to try and get her to protect herself, to do the right thing, to get an attorney. We all saw what Mary did with Janelle's outstretched hand at that
And that's the
point.
thing.
And so I understand Janelle's motivation to be like, okay, like, bitch, I tried. But at this point, if now you're going to hold it up and this whole contract's going to expire, then I have to do what I need to do in order to get my settlement.
And, like, in that regard, okay, fair.
Admit it, though.
Exactly.
Tell the truth,
Just
Janelle.
say it with your full chest. But Janelle is so passive in that way and doesn't really, like, she doesn't really want to be the bad guy in this situation. She's like, I just want my fucking money and I just want to be done with Coyote Pass. And, you know, in that regard, like, she got it and she got what she wanted and now everything's done. And so I think Janelle is kind of coming to this one-on-one, like, this is all moot. I don't give a shit about none of y'all. I'm in North Carolina. I've got my flower farm. I've got my money. So, like, you can think what you want to think.
Yeah.
And I don't give a crap. I think that's where Janelle's coming from with this. And I think with Mary, like, Mary should have taken what Janelle had told her in that initial conversation about Coyote Pass seriously. But Mary didn't. She went running back to Cody and Robyn.
With a check, honey.
With a fucking check.
With a check.
And it just goes to show that, like, Mary never really liked Janelle ever.
Never trusted her.
Never trusted her ever, even after 30 years of being her sister wife and everything. And, you know, there's probably some justification for that, I guess. But, like, when Mary wants to talk about in this tell-all, like, well, now I can't trust any of them at all because of this. It's like, well, where was your responsibility in all of this too?
And can Janelle trust you?
Exactly.
You went running back to Cody and Robyn.
Exactly. And so there's a lot of, like, distrust on all parts. And then you have Cody, who is totally using this to his advantage and totally trying to shirk the responsibility off of him, put it on all these women, and act like he was just... well, I don't know. I've got Janelle on my ear and blah, 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 blah. Like, he's acting
And, you know,
dumb.
I definitely want to please her. And like when Mary calls me, I get scared.
I know.
But when
my
Janelle
God.
calls me and asks for something, well, then I hop up and try to do it because maybe Janelle knows that I loved her and maybe I still kind of do. And I feel a sense of obligation. I think what he's trying to say is like, I want to please her.
Mhm.
That to me, out
That
of
was
this whole
wild.
episode was wild. That was like such a non sequitur. Like, why are you throwing that in right now? Are you trying to telegraph that to Janelle so she can hear what you're saying? Because like, I don't think
Maybe.
there is a world where Robyn would be down for that. I think out of all of the exes, it's Janelle that intimidates Robyn the most. I don't think she would ever agree to them rekindling their love. So it was like such a weird thing to say unless it's like honest.
I feel like it is honest.
Do you think it's honest?
I feel like it is honest because she was the first one he apologized to, and it was the most cordial and the most amicable. And he talked about it. He even mentioned it in the apology. And like Janelle was like, "Oh, we had something really special." I feel like there's some truth
in
to
our
that.
pants.
I'm just like, wow, I can't believe you said that on the tell. And then Suki doesn't call it out or anything.
No follow-up
God!
question, Suki. We don't want a clarifying question right at this time.
She was pissing me off, low key, in this tell.
Just sitting there.
Oh my God, I almost choked.
I just like be a person, like represent the audience. And we've talked about this in seasons past. Like you don't even watch the show.
No!
Like the first time she did a tell-all, she didn't know what the hell was going on. She clearly is not a fan. She doesn't have the frame of reference. Maybe she's up to snuff now, but like still, like there are so many pockets of space where you could have inserted a question.
I know.
That would have been good for us to hear, but you didn't. Like, how do you not follow up with him saying he might still love Janelle?
I don't
That's
understand.
a bomb.
That's a huge bomb. And how do you not know that there's breakdancing videos of Robyn? How are you asking that a question? Why are you asking everybody
Somebody
about...
send her the podcast.
Seriously.
Watch the podcast, bitch.
Why are you asking about girl games to everybody and then like interrupting people when they're trying to explain to you what girl games are? I'm just like, Suki, you're pissing me off. And we've got like 3 more installments of this.
Driving me crazy.
Anyway, back to Coyote Pass with this backdoor deal. I feel like Janelle probably didn't want to have an official backdoor deal, but she was probably fed up with everybody stalling it. And then Robyn stalling it with her NDA bullshit. And she just told Cody, well, you could force the sale. And Cody's like, well, yeah, I do have the power for that. But luckily it didn't go through. Then you have Cody and Robyn, well, Cody mainly, talking about how Coyote Pass with Mary, she's only getting paid out of him and Robyn's good graces. And that she should be grateful, basically, that she's getting any money at all, which is so fucked up. And we didn't have that scene in the season, did we? I feel like that was edited out and then we're seeing it for the first time in the tell-all, because it was a flashback of Cody in his talking head saying that Mary's only getting paid from Robyn and I's good graces.
Oh, you're right. I was thinking he said that to Suki, but that was in the clip that they were watching. I didn't remember that when I watched it. I thought, oh, maybe it was during my surgery recovery when I was like in a narcotic haze.
I don't think so. Maybe it was and I forgot about it. But I'm like, I feel like that was the first time we've seen that clip. So I don't know.
Diabolical.
Absolutely diabolical. And we have Jen reacting for Mary for it. And I'm just like, Mary, can you please just be a person and just say how you really feel about all of it? Why are you worried about hurting anybody's feelings here? If you don't trust anybody, you don't like anybody on this set besides Jen, why don't you just...
You have nothing to lose?
Yeah.
I don't really know. Maybe she trusts Jen to say it more articulately than she's able to in the moment. But like Jen coming in and just being like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Like, who do you think you are? And I'm very curious to know exactly how much money Mary paid into Coyote Pass. I know that in the previews, we're going to actually be talking about the money that Mary put into Robyn's house and Janelle put into Robyn's house, which I trust they didn't get back. I think that was probably part of the contract that Robyn put in front of Mary, which killed the deal, because Janelle was talking about how Robyn and Cody wanted them not to talk about not just Coyote Pass, it sounded like, not to talk about any of their interactions business wise, and she wanted a hold harmless clause. I forget what that is from my
Yeah.
days back in insurance, but like that was very interesting to me. So I think she doesn't want them talking about having paid into the first McMansion and also the Coyote Pass. She doesn't want the numbers to be revealed. But I think we're actually going to get to some of these numbers in other one-on-one installments. I at least hope so.
I fucking can't wait. We better get into that because that's where the juicy tea is. And that's what all of the recappers have been talking about. All of us have been talking about for literal years.
Coins.
Like, show us the coins.
Coins.
Talk about the coins. And even with Coyote Pass and them selling all of the parcels, like, in my opinion, it still wasn't even fair because Robyn got a portion of it
every week.
Well, because it's BS. And if they would have split it up 3 ways, right? Yeah. Cody and Robyn, Mary, and then Janelle, it would have been more fair and more equal, but Cody and Robyn still ended up with a bigger portion from Coyote Pass than Mary and Janelle, and that's just
because
not
they're
fair.
counted as individuals and not a married couple.
Well, that's stupid.
And in theory, maybe Robyn paid in on the deposit. I know.
With what?
For Coyote Pass. I don't know. She sold some of her Etsy dolls to a day or to Dickensian Village
Maybe.
in order to put a down payment on her parcel of land. We don't believe
God.
that?
No,
Okay.
not at all. But anyway, where was I going with that? The coins.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe it was in the NDA. So it was revealed in this episode that Robyn was the one that introduced
In the 11th hour.
in the 11th hour when the deal was about to expire, and it ultimately did expire.
Yep.
Because of Robyn's BS, because she sent out to Mary, and I'm assuming she sent it to Janelle too.
You would think.
You
Why
would
wouldn't
think.
Janelle have to sign the NDA? And
Maybe
this is
she's-
my question again. Did she sign the NDA?
Maybe that dumb bitch signed an NDA.
Because she talked about getting all of the paperwork done, and it was
Mhm.
just Mary who, in the end, refused to sign the paperwork, and so the deal didn't go through. I think Janelle signed a dumb
'Cause
NDA.
she's so stupid and so passive.
I think her moon is in Capricorn. I was just looking at
Really?
I thought there's so much Capricorn and Earth energy among all of these adults.
These are some dumbass Capricorns.
I forget. I'm speaking total. Can we just pause it for a second so I
Yeah.
can go look? So I did find some speculation about her moon sign, and I'm not sure where the conversation was. I don't know if Janelle ever said it outright or if people on Reddit are just going crazy like we do. But people speculate that her moon is Virgo or Capricorn.
Girl.
Sun sign Taurus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some dumbass earth energy over
Well,
here.
I don't really understand, because to me, like, Capricorns are all about their money.
Oh, they are.
And
yeah.
they know how to organize money. They know how to typically generate money. It's like, but Janelle seems kind of stupid a little bit about money.
A lot of
Buying the
it.
fifth will.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the choices that she has made has just been a little bit wonky. So I just try to think about her moon.
The shadow side of Capricorn would be like bad with finances.
Chaotic with money.
Because
Yeah.
a good Capricorn would be super into their 401ks and they got their investments and they're making all that money.
She's got an
They're
estate. She's
practical.
worried about her estate. So anyway, so maybe that's some of the motivation around why Janelle is making the choices that she's making, because she's very anxious about money.
And look, that's fair. Like, protect your bag, and you should have been smarter with your financial investments and your financial endeavors while you were married to Cody, and then now you're not, and now it's not working out for you, and now you look at Robyn and her big old McMansion and what are you're living with your kids. And like, I'm not dogging on that, because I think that's great that she has children that'll take her in, and she gets to do this farm thing with Maddie and Caleb, and she's doing that, and that's awesome. But like, Janelle was objectively dumb with her financial decisions. And so yeah, I don't blame her for trying to force the sale with Coyote Pass because nobody else was willing to sell it. But then you have Robyn coming into play, wanting Mary to sign an NDA, and maybe allegedly Janelle signed that NDA too because she just wanted to sell everything and be done with it. But Mary, this is where she comes in clutch. She was a G, and she's like, I'm never signing something that you're going to make me be silenced and not talk about shit. She doesn't go into the details of what this NDA was forcing her to do, but it's implied that Robyn didn't want her to talk about a bunch of shit.
Why are we attributing it just to Robyn, though? I mean, Cody's not like in a vacuum. Robyn's not consulting a lawyer to get this NDA drawn up without Cody right there. So it's got to be Cody's idea and her idea as well. It's not just her that's acting as this obstacle. And I really resent that she's trying to frame it, though, that she wanted to stop the entire process because she needed it to be fair for Mary, and so everybody got their fair share. No, you stopped the process that you could bind Mary to some sort of fucked up NDA. And furthermore, production, why are we allowing Cody and Robyn to pull out NDAs to silent other cast members about active storylines happening within a season?
Well, and that's
why would you allow that?
Right. I mean, because it's one thing if it's like about this private sale of Coyote Pass, but like if it's really about shit that we could talk about on the show, and
which
you're
we
trying to
are
silence
talking
it,
about on the show,
right?
I don't know how many times I saw like the 4 parcels, and all the names on the parcels, and we saw Mary tendering a check, and we've had multiple conversations about Coyote Pass and the sale thereof, and so now you're going to allow Cody and Robyn to bind these people under an NDA. I mean, that's just wild to me. And again, we know that they tried to do that with the kids, with Peyton, and with some of the adult children, trying to get TLC to bind the kids under some kind of an NDA so that they can't go out and have Patreons and talk about their experience on the show. Like, why are we doing this, TLC? That doesn't make any sense to me.
That's a great point, though. Like, why would TLC even allow them to have that kind of a power? Wild to me. But that's where we have it. So we have Robyn allegedly was the one that brought out the NDA. Mary said, fuck you, I'm not going to sign that. And so she ultimately didn't. The deal ended up expiring, according to Janelle. But thank God that the people who wanted to buy it renewed the deal. And so then they were able to finalize everything without Mary having to sign an NDA. Mary does kind of talk about it a little bit, that if she would have signed it, she would not have been able to talk about or react to the sale of Coyote Pass. She would not have been able to argue for her fair share of anything, which is crazy. This is where we have the discussion about the division of parcels and how Christine said it was always unfair from the jump. Like, don't understand why it was even divided this way to begin with. And then was it Cody was the one that said Janelle was the one that told him that Mary shouldn't be on her own parcel because we can't trust her?
I believe it.
I mean,
I believe it.
Why do you think they don't trust her with stuff like that?
I don't know. I remember Mary talking about how Cody and Robyn sat her down to go over her LuLaRoe money and wondering whether they were getting their fair share of her LuLaRoe revenue. Does everybody remember when she mentioned that? So maybe there was just a general distrust of Mary, but like, that's her money. Obviously, she can do whatever she wants to do with the LuLaRoe funds that she generates. They felt entitled to it. I don't know, but I forget who said it. Maybe it was Jen, maybe it was Mary, but like, this is why maybe it was Christine. This is why we have problems, because nobody trusts anybody. And there's all these side conversations that are taking place, undermining some other key player. And so nobody knows what's going on, and it's unfair on its face.
It's so objectively unfair. And it was just interesting to me that that was dropped, that they were worried about Mary having like enough financial power in Coyote Pass, but then you have Cody and Robyn having all of the power, and Robyn's names are on everything. So I'm like, huh? Make it make sense. Why is Mary the one that we don't trust?
And why would Janelle be okay with trusting Robyn's names on multiple plots, but not Mary?
And then you have Janelle talking some shit about Robyn, which I did appreciate in this tell-all. I mean, she talks about how Robyn is submissive and shy and pretty, and we have that whole discussion about that, which was so stupid. But she said something that I thought was very poignant, that you have to give power to get power. And that's what she thinks Robyn has been doing. And then we have Robyn saying like, well, I'm not submissive, and Cody saying Robyn's not submissive because she's got a spine of concrete and steel, like whatever the fuck that means. Shut up.
Yeah.
Like, stop it down. Stop defending your bitch wife. I just can't.
100%.
But like Janelle saying that, I thought was really great. And then we have Jen echoing the sentiment by saying that she does think that Robyn is submissive because that's what Cody wants. And Mary says the same thing. Like, Cody wants a wife that doesn't stand up for herself and doesn't fight, which I think is kind of funny because I'm like, I feel like that's all Robyn's doing is standing up for what she gets. Like, she gets the big house. She gets all the money. She gets her share of Coyote Pass for some reason.
But she's doing it manipulatively, which is what Janelle's referencing by saying you have to give some power to get some power. So she knows what she's doing. Whereas Mary just couldn't help herself. She would have these unregulated emotions and blow up at Cody. And so now Cody is very wary of her. And maybe Janelle is just a different animal. She's very direct. I want this. You need to be doing this. And if you don't, I'm going to go out and do it myself.
Yeah.
And Christine's just crazy.
Yeah.
But Robyn knows how to finesse it.
That's
so
true.
she appears submissive, but is not, which is what I think Janelle is saying.
That makes sense, yeah. And this whole discussion, I just kept thinking, like, man, Christine was the smart one. Getting the fuck out of there and not having to deal with Coyote Pass. Like, I've said on this pod many times before that I thought it was kind of stupid that she just kind of gave up her parcel and, you know, didn't care about the proceeds or whatever. But now I'm looking at all of this and all of the arguments back and forth. I'm like, damn, Christine, you did the right thing. Just leaving.
I would have totally not given up my parcel. I would have been like, whatever you guys sell it, let me know. I can wait 20 fucking years, but you need my name on that contract. You need my name. Yes. If her name is on one parcel, then that parcel cannot be sold unless they compel the sale or unless she agrees to the sale. So they would have to go through shenanigans to get her to agree. That's what I would do. And I'd be like, run me my money. $100,000, $200,000. If I've got some money on the table, I'm not leaving it there. I'm taking it with me. So that's what I would have done. She had all of the power in that moment because his name was not on her deed for her house. And her name was on the deed for that land. She did not have to do it, but I understand not wanting the headache. But like, I would have just talk to my lawyer, talk to my man, talk to my husband if you want to sell this parcel because my name's on it. You can't sell it without me.
Well, I feel like that's what Mary was trying to do, like talk to my lawyers, but then you have Janelle and Cody having this weird backdoor conversation about forcing the sale. So I'm like, could Christine have had any power with Coyote Pass if Cody could have just forced it?
No. If they were going to force the sale on Mary, what that means is that they would probably have to get some judge to order the sale of that one parcel for which she would only have gotten 33%.
I see.
So, but what she's saying is like, but y'all know that I paid in 25% for all four. So what she's like saying is I have a lawyer and we can argue that I paid you that check, you cashed it. We can argue that I contributed it and we can take this all the way to fucking court.
Yeah.
Or you can try to compel the sale and we can see what happens. So she was just ready to fight, which is what she needed to do.
Fair. Yeah, and I mean, there could have been a world where Christine, you know, could have done that and everything, but I feel like she looked at this whole situation and was like,
I just need these wives to fight. I need one of these wives or one of these kids to fucking take it to court and fight.
Sue them for everything. Go back through all the ledgers and everything, count all of your coins, get all the receipts, and sue Cody and Robyn for all their bullshit. Because how are you guys okay with them being in a $2.1 million mansion that was funded primarily through all of your guys' fucking checks?
How are you so relaxed about it,
I don't
Janelle?
understand.
Why aren't you in a feminine rage?
Right.
They stole all your money and all of the assets.
Right.
And they funneled it into their trust funds and into their homes. I mean, Maddie is more pissed off than Janelle is.
Yep. There's got to be some weird legal loophole shenanigans or some bullshit that is preventing them from suing them for all of their worth.
Yes, because when they turned over the money for the first McMansion from the proceeds of the sale of the homes in Las Vegas, they tendered those funds to Robyn and Cody as a legal gift. So they actually can't do it. They could try and make a case. You can sue anybody for anything, but they would probably never prevail. But also, I think Robyn doesn't want them to talk about it, which is why it's beautiful that they're going to talk about it in this tell-all.
Well, and we have the preview for the next installments, and they look pretty fucking juicy. So we have Robyn saying Janelle is calling her last-minute contract a power play because she got caught backstabbing Mary. So she's saying it's a contract. We all know it's an NDA to try and silence Mary. She's trying to subvert it, and she's trying to put it back on Janelle because she got caught backstabbing Mary. Maybe, but you still wanted to force a contract onto Mary. So we gonna talk about that. We gonna press her on that, Sukanya. Then we have Mary saying she thinks Robyn should have told her about what was happening because at the very least that would have been respectful. But we all know Robyn is not respectful.
I wouldn't betray my husband to tell his ex-wife that there was something going on that he was dabbling in.
So you're on the side of Robyn in that regard?
I understand that a wife would not tell an ex-wife, especially one who has a problem with me. I wouldn't like betray my husband to tell her that he's thinking about taking a roundabout way to sell this property. I wouldn't personally. I would stand with my man personally.
If he was going to take a roundabout way to sell it from the ex-wife, that's not fair.
And I stand by it.
Then we have Robyn saying she didn't trust Mary enough to tell her what was going on. And Suki asks, why? And Robyn goes, are you serious? Are you serious right now?
Yeah, I'm serious. Answer the question with your words.
She's not going to.
It's a deflecting tactic.
Totally.
Yeah. Really? I'm going to tell you what girl games are? You don't know what those are?
My God. Okay. We have David saying that he thinks Cody crossed the bro code when he mentioned that he did love Christine.
This is so stupid. Are you serious? David, shut up.
Why?
Because that's so dumb. I mean, obviously, he's saying that I said this shit on TV about not loving you, and that was wrong. I did love you, and I want to say that on TV. I want to clear the record. That's nothing about a bro code. That's nothing about disrespecting you. It's okay if her ex-husband loved her at a period of time. You shouldn't be threatened by that. That's just such a weird thing to me for David to be upset about.
I don't know. I kind of was like, yeah, David. Because, I mean, if Cody's coming over and being like, Christine, I actually did love you, and David's right there,
But
I feel like it's not appropriate
for her.
No, but
He's
still.
probably saying it for her, for his kids with her,
I guess.
and to rehab his image.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was doing it to like make an advance on Christine. That's,
well, no, because he's
that's
disgusted by
dumb.
Christine.
Yes.
But still, I feel like David's trying to prove to Christine, like, you're mine. It's probably like a thing like that, like him being possessive over Christine. You're my woman, not Cody's woman no more. Then we have Jen saying Cody forgets how much time they actually spent together, because I guess this is like probably in reference to Cody not liking Jen, or Cody saying that Jen doesn't really know him at all.
That's
and
what it
Jen's
is.
like, no, we spent a lot of time together, bro.
It almost felt like a threat a little bit. Like I was actually around for a lot. You want to know how much? You want to know what I saw?
See, and that's what I want.
I want it so bad.
If it's going to be a threat, then
Deliver
start
on
talking
it.
some shit.
Deliver on it.
Please. And then the last thing we see in the preview is Cody thinking Jen had some influence over Mary leaving the family. Suki asks Jen whether she told Mary to take the money and run, and like basically implied, you know, did you tell Mary to leave? And Jen actually says she regrets not telling Mary to leave sooner. And she kind of chokes up a little bit, which I'm just like, interesting. I thought Jen was telling Mary the whole time, leave this mofo. But apparently she wasn't.
Well, what did you think of the first installment of the one-on-ones? Did you think like we're going to get some stuff that's good?
I mean, I feel like it was better than previous one-on-ones that we've had. It's still very annoying to have this like back and forth, he said, she said thing. It's still so fucking stupid that we're doing these separately. But I do think there was some juicy shit. And I do think that the next couple tell-alls are going to be pretty juicy too. If we're going to talk about coins, if we're going to call out Robyn for her bullshit with the NDAs.
And the catfish.
And the fucking
Because we've never talked about that.
No, we have not.
We've talked about the catfish, of course. I mean, we've gone over that endlessly. And then there's these side conversations on the internet that we're all talking about. But like, they've never talked about Robyn's potential participation in the catfish.
Yeah, Mary brings it up.
I know.
Which I'm like, yes.
Like, I want to know what's going to be said about that. So I am excited.
And Cody crashing out about it. Like, I'm still surprised that you're having such a fucking reaction about it. It's been fucking 15 years or something.
Because his wife is being caught out.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
But I'm like, Cody, I thought you didn't want there to be any animosity.
Why are you screaming at Sukanya again this year on the couch?
Exactly.
You weirdo.
Oh, and speaking of, I forgot to mention, Christine and David at the very beginning had said that they want to see if Cody's behavior has changed. And they want to see that from him on these tell-alls. So like, we'll see what happens, but seems like we're not going to get that in these tell-alls. Like Cody's
You mean
behavior's-
changed behavior for the better? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're seeing a little bit of it. I think that he's not as volatile and he's not as absolutely insane in his villain era as he was for the last couple of years, but like it's still in there.
He's crashed now.
Of course, about the catfish he
He's
is.
crashed out.
Yeah, talk about a narcissistic injury.
Totally.
It's still alive in him.
And I love that.
I love to see it.
I love it so
love
much.
to see it. She was sucking on a banana in a tub,
She
honey.
was.
Because you fail as a husband.
I mean, you shouldn't have been so distant.
That's right. Well, is there anything else that we should say to these beautiful raccoons before we get up on out of here, Beatrice?
Well, if you love our podcast, please do us a favor and go to your favorite podcast platform and leave us a glowing 5-star review.
5!
It costs you nothing and it really helps us grow the pod so more people can join us in the dumpster, and we really appreciate it. So thank you very much.
We will be back next week to continue our conversation around Sister Wives, and also we are going to be starting our coverage of Suddenly Amish.
A new show.
Which I am very excited about.
Me too.
But it premieres tonight and we record on this night.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be 1 week late in our coverage of Suddenly Amish until Sister Wives season 20 concludes. And then we'll catch up and then we'll all go through it together.
Yeah.
And we'll probably resume our Sister Wives rewinds.
Oh, for sure.
Because we're in season 6. Are we in 7?
Something
Are we
like
getting
that.
closer?
We're getting close to the catfish.
We're getting closer to the catfish.
So we
I
gotta
need us
do
to
that.
get to the catfish.
Yeah.
Anyway, so stay tuned for all of that. Until next time, please do not forget that we have nothing but love for you, and peace out.
Bye.